stop sharing. Okay. All right, so I did send to Peter transcripts of these videos. I did also send him a summary of the possible explanations by the person who wrote the papers and why she wrote off some of the possible explanations. So perhaps I can just find that document and share that. Let's just share that actually.
Yeah, I'd be curious as to know how big these things might be to be able to reflect that amount of light.
Well, I mean, if the satellites reflect that amount of light, so, you know, satellites even in I think it's a good question. Pierre de Villiers, I think I saw you here. Have you got any opinion on that, on what the size would have to be if it's in geosynchronous orbit?
First of all, I actually thought the geosynchronous orbit is 36,000 kilometers, not 42,000. But you do find satellites which are much lower. When they're tumbling, they do give off very bright flashes of light. We observe, or the GMN cameras observe tumbling satellites quite frequently. But that's not, and that's not necessarily very high.
But that wouldn't be spots. It wouldn't be round spots. It would be little stripes. Wouldn't
it?
Yes.
No, it's
like dashes.
It's a bright flash and then dark and then a bright flash again. As it's got a
being a stripe, definitely not a round spot.
Yeah, these are very strange photos. When were the papers published? I missed that at the beginning. Was it very recent?
It sounds like this year. It sounds like the third one was in August.
Right. Well, theoretically, it should be simple to check whether you can see it with modern, much more sensitive telescopes and from the ground and from space. So it should be quite simple. I mean, if it's in geosynchronous orbit and it's still there, it should be picked up. So
yeah. So she became when he cornered her on. Asked her the question: are they still visible now to telescopes or whatever? She just said she doesn't know. That is a little bit evasive to me. I mean, it's surely if somebody had seen in telescopes spots of light in the sky where there shouldn't be stars, they would know it.
It's also interesting that it's only observed in infrared. She said in blue and green, it's not seen. So it's a longer wavelength. In any case,
well, she's got her papers through peer review and got them published, and in Nature, and she says, and I can't remember that Pacific whatever journal, which she says is a premier astronomy journal. If that's correct, I mean, then those people have accepted their research. So yeah, perhaps as she says, you know, she's not denying that there could be a mundane explanation from some natural phenomena, but she just can't think of a natural explanation for it.
I seem to remember that she found a low correlation, timing-wise, to nuclear tests.
Yes.
And
well, it was low correlation, but there was still a correlation. Sorry, Pierre, say again?
I think that could be a natural explanation. And then they won't be visible anymore.
Yeah, so how would a nuclear test result in bright spots up in the sky?
I don't know.
And then she says she went back to 1948, I think. When were the first nuclear tests? Was it that early?
Well, the first one were Los Alamos, and that was 1945.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
possible.
that's what settled the war in Japan. It was
Yes, of course.
1945.
Of course, yeah.
Another thing, is there any substance we might know that can make a flat glass crystalline form? Because there's no gravity in space, and you can get perfect, well, near perfect crystal. Um, I'm sure you can grow near perfect crystal shapes with a flat surface and very reflective.
Maybe, but something that big as the diameter of a star. You know, or obviously it's much closer than a star, but it would still have to be a couple of meters
Yeah,
to
the
show up
size of a rugby,
at
size
40,000.
of a rugby, the size of a rugby field or something.
Yeah,
It's had a very long time to grow. But, I was just
I
thinking
think
of
if you
the
look at the what I've emailed this list that you see on the screen. I don't know if you can see it. I presume you can. I've shared it. So these are, all the possibilities and what her view is of them, and if they're not probable, why she thinks so, and so on. Yeah, I don't know if she's got in there somewhere something about comets or something. I don't think comets or meteors. And then again, why would it only be visible in red but not blue? I presume when she says red, I don't know if she means the red filter, the visible red filter, or she means infrared.
I think she said low red, something
Yeah,
about low red. And to do with light, and I'm not too sure how the particle theory of light can work, especially if you think of it passing through a prism. Why do you get such a broad spectrum of light from a single white source, and yet it spreads? And why does all the red light go to one side and all the blue light go to the other side? I can't fathom the mechanics of it.
I think again, Pierre, maybe just elaborate for us what was the basis of the particle theory of light? And well, I mean, everybody agrees. I think it's like a dual sort of thing. It's particle and wave theory. So spreading into
Yeah,
different colors, that's part of the proof of the wave theory, I think. But
yeah.
the
But then
particle
it
theory
means,
is partly to do with quanta, trying to explain quanta and so on. Or am I wrong,
yeah, but
Pierre?
it means it's got to pass through light, which through glass, which is a physical object, and unless it dives between all the atoms of glass.
I don't know.
Um,
When they say particle, they don't mean baryonic particle. Baryonic
yeah,
particle is one which cannot occupy the same space as another baryonic particle. It's not a particle like that. It's more like a quanta in a quanta of energy, almost more than a particle.
yeah, yeah.
Pierre, can you hear us? Are you still online?
Yes, I'm still here. Just now shooting from hip. The Russians and Americans are keeping such good tabs on what the other side is doing and launching in space, and now one can add China as well. I think if there are at the moment artificial objects in geosynchronous orbit, they would be aware of it. So it's interesting, but I wouldn't waste too much time on speculating about this.
I think our own Greg Roberts would have mentioned some of them. I think he pretty much knew every single satellite that was up there and tracked them all. And in fact, he would track some of the secret satellites which we're not supposed to know about moving around. And the story goes that, according to him, that the CIA paid him a visit in Pinelands and asked him not to track those things. So,
He actually
if
gave a talk in Hermanus about that
that's right,
when
yeah,
it appeared on the front page of the Sunday Times.
yeah. So if he had seen things which weren't satellites, weren't produced by anybody that he knew who produced them, he would have surely mentioned it. So yeah, it's curious, these findings, these analysis of those plates, those early plates. The fact that when the Earth's shadow passes over the position of the objects, they vanish every time. So I mean, that's strange. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was a speck of justice beyond the telescope and reflected light or something. I don't know.
Well, I think the fact that it's invisible when it passes through the Earth's shadow implies that it's reflecting sunlight.
Yeah, that's what she said.
The possibility of, in those days, I think it would have been white light recording and then just looking at it through various filters. And obviously, and the red being longer, that could have been just a scattering through the atmosphere. So I think that can be explained. But whether it is artificial from another intelligent source, I don't know. I think that's speculation.
Maybe it was Rassie Erasmus's grandfather making plans for the rugby games.
Derek, this is Gert Steenkamp. What I find interesting, or what I would like to ask her is, she said that the images disappeared in the Earth's shadow.
Yeah.
Did they reappear the next day again, or did she then jump to a different, set of pictures and look at different objects, or was she able to show the same objects? Because if they are in geosynchronous orbit, then they should be visible again the next day. Am I correct or wrong?
Yeah, I think I don't know whether they appeared again. So that'd be interesting. I think one would have to read the paper and look at the detail of the research and what they showed. Neither Hossenfelder nor this other interviewer discussed that point at all. So it is a good point. So one would need to find that out. I mean, it'd be interesting, yeah, to perhaps get hold of those published papers somehow.
I think even astronomers need to sleep sometime. But did I see on Facebook the other day, just last week or the week before, that the Voyager is now one light day away from Earth?
I think so, yeah. I think I saw something like that on YouTube, but I didn't go into the video. It was by one of those clickbait people that over-dramatize stuff. And one of the things heading said that it had bumped into a very high temperature barrier.
Sure.
But I didn't look at I tend not to dive into those. Every time I've gone into them, I've found it's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I tend to not bother anymore.
But it's been up there for, 30 years now?
Yeah, something like that. When were they launched? 70s. I think more than 30 years.
Yeah.
77, I think.
Yeah. It's nearly 50. 40-something years.
So another 364 days, it'll be a light year. Right. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Lovely, man. That's very interesting. Thanks very much.
It's amazing that they can still communicate with it, even though they had some problems recently, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, some of those clickbait things try to say that the Voyager took photos of alien things out beyond the planets or something. I don't know. But then you dive into it and it's just nonsense.
Do you know how fast it's going relative to Earth?
Yes, it's going a massive speed, I believe, faster than anything else, I think.
Sure.
Have to look it up.
Oh, crap.
All right, Peter, Harvey.
No, that's me. That's
Yeah.
suspected spam. Sorry.
Yeah, Peter, Harvey, are you still here? I don't know if you can make any comments on the chat, or you got nothing to say. All right. We seem to have wound down with comments. As I said, Peter Harvey has got this stuff I sent him, so he can send them out to the attendees. You can have a look at these as well, summaries and so on. I don't see.
Yeah.
It will be.
Go ahead, Peter. I don't see you on the list, but I can hear you.
Oh, no, I'm called Tabitha. I changed it eventually in order to
Oh, I
get in.
see.
It wouldn't accept me on the same name as I had on my computer. So, but on Tabitha, and you accepted me. Yeah, what I wanted to actually say, can you hear me okay?
Yes, clear, loud and clear.
Yeah, I must apologize for being so dubious about this, because having gone through it and read it through it again and etc., it certainly seems very plausible. Except that I must say that many years ago, when I was still piloting, I did have I experienced a phenomenon which. Long story, so I won't go into it now, which actually really shattered me. Basically, very briefly, it was flying over Rhodesia between Botswana and at least between Francistown and Blantyre. And we went onto radio silence, actually going over the Salisbury area, because something had been spotted and they chased it and couldn't catch it. And every time the hunter jet accelerated, this object accelerated as well until it eventually disappeared into the Zambezi Valley, and the hunter turned back. But anyway, that's very brief. So, and I took mud on my face because this made me very interested in UFOs. So I started talking about UFOs, and people actually took the mickey out of me.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this is what happens a lot, you know. I mean, there might have been a mundane explanation which nobody can think of, but it might have also been a UAP.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been a lot of very credible, sane, normal people, you know, who were highly experienced pilots or NASA astronauts, whatever, who have mentioned various things which were inexplicable to them. So, yeah, there's a lot of evidence of those people. Many of them get vilified and so on, and so they tend to shut up and not discuss it anymore.
Yeah, don't go public, otherwise you look stupid. Yeah.
All right.
I even followed that 1947 Roswell thing, and I was most interested in the government cover-ups and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and unfortunately nowadays the YouTube is a source of a lot of this is definitely true and it definitely happened and this person did it, and it's all.
This is the problem. There is
so many
so
times
much.
it just makes you give up trying to even bother.
There's so much junk on YouTube. I cannot believe actually YouTube permit such junk so often.
Yeah.
What does UAP mean?
YouTube makes money out of it, and people make money out of it. They know very well it's a lot of nonsense they're putting on, but just to get the people to click on it, they make money out of it. That's the problem. Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for your attendance. If anybody's got any last minute comments they want to make, go for it now. Jenny Morris, are you still here?
No.
She's gone. All right.
Jenny's gone now.
Something science. She likes to debunk stuff from a scientific point of view. So she obviously couldn't think of anything scientific to debunk us on.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to compare suspicion against peer review.
Yeah.
Gert asked the question, what does UAP mean? I suppose it's unidentified astronomical, but I don't know what the P is for.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Oh, phenomena.
It means the same as UFO, actually.
It's also a new acronym for UFO, but they're trying to get away from the stigma of UFO, so they gave it a different name.
I think Sabina explained that. Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thanks
It's
very much.
interesting, and we'll watch it. We'll watch this space and see if anything comes of it.
Derek, sorry, just
Thanks,
one,
Derek. Architects.
Derek, just sorry, one last one. It looked to me like you'd only just got halfway through whatever was being recorded. The red line only.
The Coulthard guy
Was Coulthard.
interviewed a different person in the second half of his video
Okay, thank you.
about a different subject. So we don't want to.
Yeah, he was just pushing. Yeah, he was
trying to
pushing something.
defocus.
I can't remember. The
Yeah.
same as Sabina was pushing something after
Yeah.
that too.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Cheers, everybody. I did do the full transcript of that second one, so and I put in italics the whole thing where it was not on the topic, it was off the topic. You'll see that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll pass that around.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
Thanks,
everybody.
Derek. Cheers now.
Good night,
Everybody
everyone.
going to look at telescopes tonight? Looks like there's no wind and there's clear skies, except for smoke.
Architects. I'll sort it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Architects. Thanks.
Cheers.
Night-night.
Cheerio, everybody.
Cheers.